Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Today I'm going to be reviewing a Citizen Eco Drive Promaster, model number BN0191-55L. It's a blue Promaster. There's many variations. I'll leave some pictures up of different ones you can get. I went for the blue. I will also leave obviously the specs as always in the description of the video, so you can go through them at your leisure, and also leave a link to take you directly to the watch. I brought mine from very.com and it was very easy. I'll get my coat and then, but they do sell it at watch shop and places like that, but with the code you might be better off just sort of doing your own research and seeing where's cheapest for you. But without further ado, let's get into the packaging. So this is the pretty generic packaging it came in. A little bit disappointed it didn't come in the actual Promaster, actual proper Promaster packaging, because those sort of canister things are pretty cool. But this is what I got. Take this out. Usual good stuff. Inside we've got a 5-year guarantee manual and stuff. Nothing too interesting. Let's put that to the side. So this is obviously the inside packaging that it came in. And this is the watch. Obviously I went for the blue dial. As you can see, it's got some nice, plays with the light really well. Yeah, it looks really nice. Let me just take it out. I'll go through some of the specs as I always do. As you can see, I had to take, it's quite a big watch. It's quite hefty. It does weigh in at 187 grams. I had to take 4 links out of it. And my wrist is just above a 7-inch, so just to give you a sort of idea of the sort of size of the watch. It's not a small watch, as you'll see as we go through. So there it is. It looks really nice. Plays with the light really well, as you can see. Yes, let's go through the specs. As I said, the model number is a BN0191-55L. As I say, I bought my watch from but you can pick them up from various places. So the specs, so it's an Eco Drive, as it says on the dial. It's the proprietary solar movement for Citizen, and obviously it runs off light, any light really, and artificial light, sunlight. It just charges it. Just for your reference, when it does go low, it will start ticking sort of every 2 seconds. It will miss out a tick because it's telling you the battery needs charging, which means you just need to leave it in some daylight or wear it a bit more. So yeah, very reliable. Should last you a very, very long time. Shouldn't have any problems. The case material is stainless steel, so that's the case, obviously the guards, the bezel, the crown, and the bracelet as well. Only a press clasp, but I'll get into that in a little while. The case thickness is 12mm, and the case back is a screw down. Let me do this. It's a screw down case back, signed with all the information of the watch, letting you know about it. But with it being screwed down, and obviously the crown is also signed and screwed down, it does give you a water resistance rating of 200 meters. These are cost tested, so they will be good for diving, hence why they're called Promaster divers. So you shouldn't have any problem doing anything with this watch. This is the sort of watch where you'll put it on and just forget about it. You can do what you want with it. Yeah, so don't be scared to sort of go into depths with it. It should be fine. The bezel type, it's a aluminium blue bezel. Again, it plays with the light really well. And it's a 60 click bezel. Not my favorite. I do prefer 120 click, but on the other hand, to be honest, I don't really use it. I'm not a diver. I just wear it for the aesthetics of the look of the watch. But the bezel's very good. No real bounce once it's in place. It all lines up really well, as you'd expect for a Citizen. Yeah, not the best bezel, not the worst. As I say, I prefer 120 click, but 60 click, when it all lines up where it should, not too bad. As I say, it's an aluminium insert, 60 click uni-directional bezel, signed crown with the Promaster logo. The lug width from here to here is 22 millimeters. As you can see, it's got nice brushing on the bracelet, and the sort of 3 links, and excuse me, it's 1 link, but they've made it to look like 3. But then the middle link, if you of the fake 1 link, the outer part of it is sort of like polished really nicely, just to sort of give it a nice visual effect. Yeah, very substantial. As I say, this watch weighs 187 grams. The only downside is obviously the press clasp, but it's very substantial. Clicks in, safety catch, and that's not going anywhere. So it's very substantial. You can pick up mil clasp online if you wish to change it, but I'm not going to be changing mine. The dial diameter. So to come to the dial diameter, which obviously would give you, so you're going to measure from one side of the watch to the other side of the watch, not including the crown because that'll make it longer. It's a 45 millimeter watch, so not insignificant. It's quite a large watch, but like I say, the sunburst on the dial and actually on the bezel as well is beautiful. And I don't think it wears too much like such a big watch. I'll do a wrist shot in a little bit just to give you some ideas of the sort of size on my wrist. Yeah, as I said, the water resistance is 200 meters. Another drawback I would say is the crystal, which is mineral. I do think they prefer to use mineral on dive watches just because of the fact they scratch and they don't shatter as sapphire would. But the dial, as I say, the dial is beautiful. The sunburst on the dial is fantastic. It's got applied indices all the way around. And obviously the lume is fantastic. Again, I'll put a lume shot at the end just so you can see it with full lume, so you can get a good perspective for it. You've got 3 hands, hour, minute and second. Sword style hands for the minute and seconds, and the minute and hours. And the second hand is an orange hand. It looks beautiful. Again, it sort of stands out against the blue with the contrast. And yeah, it looks really nice. Let me just do a wrist shot for you, just to give you an idea of what the watch looks like on my wrist. As I say, my wrist is just over 7 inches for your reference, so it gives you an idea of the size of the watch. Obviously, I don't want you to be under any illusions about how it fits. So this is how it fits on me. As I say, let me just, obviously, as I say, I took links out of it already. I will do another wrist shot in better light in terms of outside, so you can get a good look at the dial of the watch and how it plays with the light in natural light. But yeah, so let's go through the things I don't like first, and then we end on a high as always. I'm going to start naming this things I think are pucker and things I think are pants. So what I'm going to do, pants first. The things I think are pants, let's start with the clasp. The press clasp is always going to be, especially when you're paying sort of like a good couple of £100 for a watch, I think you want a bit better clasp. So I didn't mention before, they are solid end links, so that's a good thing. So yeah, the clasp is a problem for me. As I say, the bezel, uni-directional, I would much prefer, aluminium insert and 60 click uni-directional. I would prefer a ceramic insert and 120 click. So they're the things that I'm not so keen on, along with the mineral, but I can forgive the mineral crystal. And the things I think are pucker, which is good, is basically the rest of the aesthetic of the watch is beautiful in terms of the sunburst that plays with the light, along with the insert with the light also, and obviously the contrast of the orange second hand. The fact that it's all screwed down in terms of the back and the crown. Let me just use the crown quickly. So yeah, like I say, it means that you haven't got to worry about it. It unscrews really well, no catching, really nice and easy. So yeah, I would recommend this watch, to be honest. I think it's a nice watch. It's sort of different where it's not an automatic Seiko, which tend to be the go-to dive watches that people like, sort of like the Seiko SKX and SK5KX is what the new ones are out. But yeah, let me know what you think, guys, in the comment section. And yeah, I'll be back very soon. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and as always, watch the time.